to my cozy little channel. Today I am starting a new series on my channel, which I don't know how, like, say actively I'll be doing this series. It all depends, but I titled this video and it's called To All the Books I Loved Before, and it's going to be my read it or unhaul it type list, which I know a lot of other booktubers are doing. They're calling it, you know, read it or unhaul it or whatever else they're calling it, but I'm gonna call mine To All the Books I Loved Before, to where I either keep and read the books that I've read way back when, or to like just give them off to either Books A Million. I know I could try to sell some books from Books A Million. Whenever they don't take, I plan on donating to my local libraries, because I thought about putting them on, what's that book online shopping called? It starts with a P and I can't think of it right now. Hopefully if editor Angel knows it, she puts it at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and share with you the books, and I have like 2 stacks here of I've read. Now this first episode will be in 2 parts because I have this big stack here. It's not fully in frame, and I have, if I can, oh no. Okay, I have this stack here, and a lot of books are heavy once they're all stacked together. I have this stack here, so I have a lot to go through, a lot to talk about, and I don't want to sit here for hours, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to sit here for hours, just me ranting and going on and on about books. So what I'm gonna do is split this up into 2 parts. This is part 1. Hello, welcome. Please grab a drink, a snack, a cozy little beverage, and we can just sit and chat about books for a while. Let me get my phone. Apologies. Okay. So I was trying to figure out how to go about this, because I know I wanted to clear up some space from these books. I guess I'll just go through and talk about if I read them or not, because I was always like a reader, but then I either back in 2017, like late 2017 or early 2018, so like 6 to 7 years, at least until like from like last year, I had like this big huge hiatus, because the last book I read based off of what Goodreads says was The Savage Song. It's still not marked as complete, but that's the last book, you know, I started then, and that was back in 2018, I think, but I remember not reading in 2017, so 6 to 7 years, give or take. And yeah, I was just getting into different things. When I got into BTS, that's when I got into K-pop and wanting to like learn Korean language, and then I was getting into more of like my art and comics and stuff like that, so I wanted to like explore that a bit. So I was just like wasn't really reading, and well, I was reading fan fiction, let's say that, and I was like on Wattpad right before Wattpad became what Wattpad is today. Wattpad, back when I was on it, it was amazing. It was fun. It wasn't cringe, at least we didn't think it was cringe, but it was still pretty fun. So I guess I'll just go through, sorry that was like really loud. I'll just go through, because I was going to read the reviews that I wrote on Goodreads, but I have to download the app on here, and I don't feel like doing that. So I'll just go through, talk about what I liked about it, what I didn't, or just if I would choose to read it again. If not, if any of the books, either in part 1 or part 2, that you think I should just keep and read at least before like the year ends, please let me know, and just to give them like another try, or just to read them. Some of them I haven't read, and I feel like it's been this long, why keep taking up space on my shelves? And I figure If I give it away but I want to read it again, then hopefully it's available on Kindle Unlimited or Libby. I could see if I could get it through there. Or if I really want the physical, just check it out from whatever local library that's near me. So let's go ahead and, because this is the latest stack, and that's the that's the oldest stack, and this is like the latest stack. So I'm gonna do the latest and work myself backwards. So first book I'm going to talk about is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I have the first book of this. I have the first 3 books. I don't know if there's a 4th book, even though I haven't read it or gotten it, because by the time I stopped reading the series, it wasn't out yet. So I'm pretty sure it's out now. I'm pretty sure the series is completed. Maybe, hopefully, I'm not sure. But I was super excited for this book, and I have the signed copy of this one that they sold at Barnes & Noble at the time. And I enjoyed that book. I think I probably gave it 5 stars. Same with Glass Knife. And I have, what's that one called? King's Cage, King something. I can't see it from here because it's like a really dark book and they're reflective and stuff like that. But I don't even think I finished the 3rd book because I was reading that book in tandem with one of my friends back in like high school and stuff, and she reads far faster than I did. So we were talking about something about the book, or she was like saying how she didn't like it as much and didn't like how this certain scene happened, and it just seemed unnecessary and stuff like that. And that kind of, I guess maybe that kind of turned me off for trying to finish the 3rd book, because I like agree with what she was saying. I don't know, but yes, I have the first 3 books, and I feel like if I want to get back into them, I'll like read it and see if I want to keep them enough. So I'll probably do like a reading vlog or something like that. Since I haven't done a reading vlog on here, I know I personally like watching those, so hopefully I could find the time to record it. But this is the first book that will be being donated and I'll be giving away. We have Zodiac by Romina Russell. It was during a time where I was into, so not like into zodiacs, but I just liked hearing the personality traits of some of the zodiacs and how they could be true or not or whatever. I personally think it's all just speculative, and it's just fun to see how your personality is based off of your zodiac. In case you're curious, I'm a Sagittarius, whatever that says about me. And then I also have like the sequel to that, Wandering Star. I feel like I enjoyed the series, or I don't know if it's like the duology, I don't really remember. But I know I enjoyed like the series. I really liked it. I just don't know what happens. But yeah, if you think I should get back into the series or like try it before I officially unhaul it, then let me know. I have Milk and Honey and the Scent of Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. I'm sorry, that sounded really weird. And it was back when I was like, I'm a poetic girly. I read books about poems and all this other stuff. And I liked it, for back then, but I feel like if I read them now, and I know a couple of like my moots and friends on on social media, they read it and they're like, it just seemed kind of basic, which I guess now it probably is, but also I just feel like during a time when I read this, I thought it was interesting. I liked it, and it has little illustrations in it, which I think now like a lot of poem books do, if that's like how it is. But I don't see myself reading these at all. I don't know if I'll ever read another like poem book. These are like my only 2 that I have and like own. So I don't know if I see myself really reading another one. Just poem books in general. I don't think that's really my genre to really read personally, but I enjoy them back when I read them for what it was. Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. So I think I also enjoyed this too. I read a lot more, or like I enjoyed a lot of books back like in high school, middle school era. I really liked a lot of books, and I was just into, as long as it's fiction, I was reading it. That was like my thing. And Dorothy Must Die, so it's like a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, kind of. And I enjoyed it. I can't tell you what it was about, but the tagline, I guess, says, "I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to be some kind of hero." And it's kind of short, so I'll just read you the description to see, in case you want to maybe pick it up. Let's see. But when your whole life gets swept up by a tornado, taking you with it, you have no choice but to go along, you know? Sure, I've read the books, I've seen the movies, but I never expected Oz to look like this. A place where good witches can't be trusted, and wicked witches just might be the good guys. A place where even the yellow brick road is crumbling. What happened? Dorothy. My name is Amy Gum, and I'm the other girl from Kansas. I've been recruited by the Revolutionary Order of the Wicked, and I've been given a mission. Remove the Tin Woman's heart, steal the Scarecrow's brain, take the Lion's courage, and then Dorothy must die. See, now that I'm reading it, it seems like I should probably read it because it seems like really good. And that's what drawed me, because I'm like, oh, so like, because you know, in the original story, Dorothy has to get the woman's heart, the woman's heart. She has to get the Scarecrow brain. She has to provide courage, or make the lion feel courage, and, you know, save Oz and stuff like that. But the fact that this Amy character has to go and undo everything that happened since Dorothy came, that seems like pretty fun. I think there's like a sequel of this. I forget what it's called. I'll put it off the screen if I find it. But it seemed like, it does seem interesting again. So now I'm like, I don't know, like we'll have to see if I like try to keep this to read it. But also, if it's available on Kindle Unlimited or even on Libby, then I'll just probably wait to like read it and stuff. Also, there's like another app called Hoopla. I think my sis told me about it. I think she did tell me about it last night. So on there you could like listen to audiobooks and read books, like you don't have to wait for them, but it's just like through the app. And I don't know how I feel about personally reading on my iPad, because I like the Kindle with like the backlight. So then next I have Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes, and the tagline is "Evil is rising in Wonderland." So let's see, I know I read this. I'm pretty sure I was really, I don't want to say lenient, but I just liked whatever I picked up at some capacity. I always gave it either 4 or 5 stars. I don't know, like I said, I have to look at my Goodreads account to see what I gave these books, if I've read them. But we could read what this is about together, in case you'll be interested in picking up Queen of Hearts. Only queens with hearts can bleed. This is not the story of Wonderland we know. Alice has not fallen down a rabbit hole. There is no all-knowing cat with a taunting smile. This is a Wonderland where beneath each smile lies a secret. Each tart comes with a demand, and only prisoners tell the truth. Dinah is a princess who will one day reign over Wonderland. She has not yet seen the dark depths of her kingdom. She longs for her father's approval and a future with the boy she loves. But when a betrayal breaks her heart and threatens her throne, she is launched into Wonderland's dangerous political game. Dana must stay one step ahead of her cunning enemies, or she'll lose not just the crown but her head. Evil is brewing in Wonderland, and maybe, most frighteningly, in Dina herself. This is not a story of happily ever after. This is a story of the Queen of Hearts. It's an imaginative series which proves heroes can become villains and fairy tales can become nightmares. So that's an interesting. If I really want to read this, I will see if it's available where I mentioned before. But I don't really see myself just really keeping it. I'm trying to like create space for books that I really love and I would want to collect different versions of them, or books that I see myself reading again. So I have this. Is this the first? Okay, so I'll do this first. I have the Eon series, if I can call it that. Right here. So Eon, Dragon Eye Reborn, and Eona, sequel to Eon, right? So my friend, I call her Carly Cakes, she gave me, I think, both of these because she's read them and she thought I would like enjoy it, because it's basically, or how she advertised it to me was, it's Mulan but with dragons. And I'm like, ooh, that seems like really interesting. And I haven't read it. I don't know if it's because the thickness of it at the time, it seemed kind of intimidating, or what, because they're both pretty they're both pretty chunky. The sequel even chunkier. Let's see what this is about. Swordplay, dragon magic, and a hero with a desperate secret. 12-year-old Eon has been training for years. His intensive study of dragon magic, based on East Asian astrology, involves two kinds of skills: sword work and magical aptitude. He and his master hope that he will be chosen as a dragon knight, an apprentice of one of the 12 energy dragons of good fortune. But Eon has its dangerous secret. He is actually Eona, a 16-year-old girl who has been masquerading as a boy for a chance to become a dragon knight. Females are forbidden to use dragon magic. If anyone discovers she has been hiding in plain sight, her death is assured. When Eon's secret threatens to come to light, she and her allies are plunged into grave danger and a deadly struggle for the imperial throne. Eon must find strength and inner power to battle those who want to take her magic and her life. Ooh. See, it's like Mulan, but like with dragons. Well, not saying Mulan doesn't have a little dragon, but like dragons being like the main plot. So it's interesting, and I feel like if you know that I'm trying to, at least this year, I want to read like a high epic fantasy type series for like the year, or whether it be like 5-6 book whatever series. So we have this, we have Percy Jackson. I've been hearing a lot of Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I know one of my art friends recommended this other book. I remember the cover on it. It has like a blue dragon on it. Angel, if you can get what I'm talking about, please put it here. That's also completed as well, and it's also about dragons and stuff. But yeah, so I may keep these because I wouldn't mind like getting into something like that and just seeing like where the story goes. And I think it's only like, I think it's only a duology. Hopefully it's only a duology. So I don't know, we'll see, we'll find out. So I may just keep these. So I'm probably just gonna put this over here and just add it to my TBR bin, and try to figure a time to like read those, because that's interesting and I may still like it. Next we have Everless by Sarah Holland, and the tagline up here says, "Time is a prison, she is the key." And then on the back has something too: "Blood is money, time is power, desire is treachery. Welcome to Everless." Interesting. So did I read this? I can't remember, but it still looks spanking new, right? It still looks like really new. So let's see. In the land of Sempera, the rich control everything, even time. Ever since the age of alchemy and sorcery, hours, days, and years have been extracted from blood and bound to iron coins. The rich live for centuries, the poor bleed themselves dry. Jules and her father are behind on their rent and low on hours. To stop him from draining himself to clear their debts, Jules takes a job at Everless, the grand estate of the cruel Girling family. There, Jules encounters danger and temptation in the guise of the Girling hair Roan, who is soon to be married. But the web of seekers at Everless searches beyond her desire, and the truths she must uncover will change her life forever, and possibly the future of time itself. Okay, so that seems interesting. though I don't think I read it because while I was reading the description, no scenes or nothing like that came to mind. So, and if it's been on my shelf for this long and I haven't read it, I don't see myself really reading it. But like I said, if I do stumble across it, or if someone I watch or whatever talk about it and they enjoyed it, I'll see if I could, would be Kindle Unlimited. We'll figure it out. But I'll just put it down here because I don't really see myself really reading it. Off the Mark by Veronica Roth, author of Divergent. So I never read Divergent. I've seen the movies though, but I just never read them. And I guess it's like a new series that she started, probably after, since it says author of Divergent. So let's see, I'll read the back to you and then the description. You assume I'm brutal because that's what you've heard, I said. Well, what about what I've heard about you? Are you thin-skinned, a coward, a fool? You're a Novak, he said, stubbornly folding his arms. Brutality is in your blood. I didn't choose the blood that runs in my veins, I replied, any more than you choose your fate. You and I, we become what we were made to become. Okay, interesting. In the galaxy powered by the current, everyone has a gift. Syra is the sister of a brutal tyrant who rules the Shotet people. Syra's current gift gives her pain and power, something her brother exploits, using her to torture his enemies. But Syra is much more than just a blade in her brother's hand. She's resilient, quick on her feet, and smarter than he knows. Akos is the son of a farmer and an oracle from the frozen nation planet of Thuvi? I'm saying Thuvi. Protected by his unusual current gift, Akos is generous in spirit, and his loyalty and his family is limitless. Once Akos and his brother are captured by enemy Shotet soldiers, Akos is desperate to get his brother out alive, no matter what the cost. Then Akos is thrust into Syra's world, and the enmity between their countries and families seems insurmountable. Will they help each other to survive, or will they destroy one another? Part of the Mark is stunning portrayal of power, of friendship, and love in a galaxy filled with unexpected gifts. It seems interesting. Also, I feel like it's been in my TBR and like just on my shelf in general for so long. I don't really see myself reading it. I think it's also dual POV because I'm seeing, well, most of it is, oh no, okay. Yeah, multiple POV, so dual POV actually is like Cyrus and Akos. It looks like it's third person. It seems interesting. I just don't know if I'm fully interested reading. It's because I remember this being in my TBR bin for so long, and it's still new despite the dust. Right, I haven't touched it. I put it in my TBR bin and haven't touched it since. So this might be a maybe, but also I don't have the same feelings as I did with Eon and like Iana. So I'll see. I'll just put this down here, but I'll see if I really will want to. And then I have Caraval. I know a lot of people were talking about this recently and getting their special editions and stuff like that, and it looks super pretty. And I almost got the super editions just because of how pretty it looked. It looked super pretty and pastel, and it's literally my color palette. And so I was like, okay, but Angel, if you're not going to read it, right? Because people have been comparing this to the Night Circus. And I remember reading the Night Circus, I think back in early high school, if not late middle school, and I didn't like it. But I finished it, but I didn't like the book. And if this is based off of the Night Circus, or it has like a lot of similarities, then I don't know if I'll like this book anyways. So I won't like read what it's about because I feel like a lot of people have heard this book. But I don't know. I don't really see myself. It's about like two sisters, she says, as she further explains what the book is about. But real quick, two sisters, one gets taken up into this little caravel type circus, and the other sister has to like try to find her. While she runs into, I think, this guy who's part of the circus, but we don't really know him, and there's like some type of like romance and stuff involved. But the point of the time is like to save her sister before the circus ends, because if not, like the carnival ends, because if she doesn't find her sister by the time it ends, then she's just gone forever. So, and it seems interesting, but like I said, I didn't like the night circus, so I don't really see myself reading Caraval or even getting those special editions, despite how pretty they look. I don't see myself, so I'm gonna just go ahead and add it to my little giveaway stack. Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Tuchlock. I know I enjoyed this. I know I liked it. Wink, Poppy, Midnight are three, I think they're either three friends or sisters, because Wink is one, Poppy is one, Midnight is one. And I liked the twists and turns of this book. And it's like, it only gives you like the bare minimum, which I was like, you literally have to read the book to figure it out. And I remember that I really enjoyed this. Every story needs a hero. Every story needs a villain. Every story needs a secret. Wink, Poppy, Midnight. 2 girls, 1 boy, 1 summer, 1 bad thing. What really happened? Someone knows. Someone is lying. I thought there were 3 girls, but I'm confusing that with the next book that I see right here. But, yeah, so 2 boys, 2 girls, 1 boy, 1 summer. Something happened that summer. 1 bad thing happened that summer, and we're like, during the book, you're just trying to figure out what happened, and there's no chapters. It's just, yeah, there's no chapters, so you're just reading, and then it goes through. There's like Wink here and then Poppy at the bottom, and that's like really how it is, and it's kind of like just one big mystery, to where you're trying to figure out what happened that one night or during that summer, and how you're figuring out who's lying, who's telling the truth, like what's going on. I know I enjoyed this. It was like a nice read. I may try to read it again to see if it still hits the same, or see if it's available on Libby or something like that. But I just know I really did enjoy this. So I might put this over here with Eon, because I know I enjoyed it. It's like kind of like I don't want to say maybe a dark fantasy, but I don't know what's fantastical about it right now. If there's any fantasy about it, because a hero, a villain, a liar, who's who, or if it's like a mystery type, I don't know, but I just know I really liked it. Last book is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake, and the tagline is, "When kingdom come, there will be one." So this one is about 3 friends or 3 sisters or something like that. 3 dark queens are born in a glen. Sweet little triplets will never be friends. 3 dark sisters, all fair to be seen, 2 to devour, and 1 to be queen. So yes, they're triplets in the sense that they're all born on the same day. I don't know if they were like born from like the same mother but torn apart in 3 different kingdoms, or if they were just all born on that same day in their respective kingdoms. I can't remember. But okay, so yeah, let me read you the description. In every generation on the island of Fenbren, a set of triplets is born. 3 queens, all equal heirs to the crown, and each possessor of a coveted magic. Mirabelle is a fierce elemental, able to spark hungry flames or vicious storms at the snap of her fingers. Catherine is a poisoner, one who can ingest the deadliest poisons without so much as a stomachache. Arsenault, a naturalist, is said to have the ability to bloom the reddest rose and control the fiercest of lions. But becoming the queen crowned isn't solely a matter of royal birth. Each sister has to fight for it, and it's not just a game of win or lose. It's life or death. The night the sisters turn 16, the battle begins. The last queen standing gets the crown. So I know there's a sequel to this. I'll put it up on the screen if Editor Angel finds it. But I didn't know who to root for. I think I had a favorite, but even then, after you read about the sisters and stuff like that, I enjoyed it. Will I read it again? It seems interesting. If I could just do like a spark notes on this and read like the second book, because I know there's like another one, then I'll probably do that. But I don't know. And it's the same author who wrote Anna Dressed in Blood. So if you read that and you like their writing style and stuff, you could probably check this out as well. I feel like I gave this 5 stars. So even Wink Poppy Midnight, I gave 5 stars. So don't know if that still holds up to the me now, but I know I enjoyed this read and was excited for the sequel. Of course, by the time it came out, I wasn't reading, but or like reading like physical books, but that went by super quickly. I thought I was gonna be here for like another 10 minutes, but the books I put down here are ones that I know for sure that I'm going to like give away, and if I'll probably make a list of them in like my notes app or even put them on want to read or something like that somewhere, so I could like just have a list in case I do want to read them eventually. If any of the books I've mentioned that I plan on giving away or like selling back or something, and you think I should try them again to see if I like them now, please do let me know. I do plan to read, I may want to reread this one, Wink Poppy Midnight, just to see what the mystery is and what happened. I don't know why. I think Midnight is the guy and Wink and Poppy are like the girls, or like Midnight is the boy and Wink Poppy are like the girls. I feel like Wink has something to do with this, but Midnight also isn't the best character either. I don't know. There's no chapters. You're just reading about what happened, what one bad thing happened that summer, and you're figuring out who's who and all that stuff. But this was like a nice fun read. And then if I want to get into my epic fantasy kick this year, I could do these, or if I want to start off slow, Percy Jackson, because I've seen those books. They're not as long. They're like not even half of this. They're like probably a quarter of this. They're probably this long, if anything. And I feel like I remember them being like, what, thicker than that, unless I'm like confusing it with different series. I know Harry Potter was thick, but I don't see myself reading really Harry Potter. But this Iana, Percy Jackson, the something from like Brandon Sanderson, like Mistborn. I've been seeing almost everyone I follow, like bookish person, they read like fantasy and stuff. They've always talked about Mistborn, and I don't know, because those books are chalky, but so is Eon. But I'm like, ooh, that's pretty intimidating. But they seem to really enjoy it. But I'll see. But that is all I have for you. I'm excited to maybe get into these this year. We'll see what happens as the year progresses, or if they'll be unlike the next episode of 12 books I loved before. This is, remember, part 1. Part 2, I'll go through these ones at the top. And yeah, so I will see you in the next one. Please like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see more cozy content, such as books, chats, or like anything gaming related. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.